Greetings. I am Sifu Jacob with Iron Wire Martial Arts. And today I would like to discuss some of the 8 methodologies that are extremely effective and predominantly found in traditional systems of martial arts. And they can be applied to any modern style or system that you use. These methodologies can be found in most Southern Chinese Kung Fu, even Northern. It can be found in Eskrima, it can be found in Salat, and you can apply it to sparring using kickboxing or Muay Thai. Granted, just take into consideration that in the traditional systems or the older systems, you have to extract the information and then weaponize it, making it effective combatively. Understand that in these traditional arts, be it Eskrima or Salat or traditional Kung Fu, that is dirty fighting. So I'm going to teach you concepts or just go over these concepts that you can use, but understand that whoever you practice on, don't hurt each other, because some of these moves or even the concept, once you understand the concepts and you're able to do it naturally, can be pretty deadly. Just take that into consideration as a disclaimer. So first and foremost, let's go over blocking and defense. Now, this isn't any system, no matter what you practice, no matter what martial art you do, from kickboxing to Muay Thai to Taekwondo to MMA to Choi Lei Foot or to whatever. It doesn't matter. Every system has a form of defense, and you can use guards. You can use a wusao, your back. You can use your backhand here. You can use your guard here. You can use your fight stance here. It doesn't matter. But every system has a style of defense, and you need to know that. And you need to know whatever your system of martial arts, learn your defense against all angles of attack and all angles of kicks. How do you defend against jabs, crosses? How do you defend against elbows? How do you defend against hooks? How do you defend against uppercuts? How do you shovel hooks? How do you defend against uppercuts? How do you defend against elbows? All that stuff. And not only that, but you need to learn how to do it quick. So if you know your defense and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, that might work. But what happens when somebody's here and they're fast? It's going to be different than when somebody's going 1 and they're not trying to hit you. How do you use it? Now in most traditional systems, from karate to even traditional kung fu systems, they use mid-range blocks and their wusao, their backhand, as a defense. So what that looks like, let's say, here's my traditional fighting stance. My wusao is protecting my face. So if you jab, I can stop it. If you cross, I can pat it down. Here, throws a hook, here, throws to the side, here, throws to this side, throws a side punch over here. Got here, here's my hook. I got this. I got my evasions, okay, here. This protects from the sides, okay. You punch, your head's in your shoulder. Wusao can be down here, head's protected. Okay, so these are forms of defense. But most traditional systems, what they're gonna do is, they're gonna do mid-range blocks. Here's your pak sao. Pak is, because when you smack, it's gonna make the sound pak. Here's this, here's out, here's out. Some systems might even here. Now, usually in Kung Fu, they block and strike together. So it's gonna be here, or here, or here, 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 things like that. So in a lot of traditional fighting systems, you'll see stuff like this, or, okay, these are blocking patterns, up, down, left, right. Now when you go low here, that's left, right, going low. Here is left, right, going mid. You can turn that into a tan sao, you can turn that into a pak sao. Okay, you turn this into a tiger block, doesn't matter, block up. Hooks, pak sao, here, elbow, your back sao, here. Punches the belly, block, punch to the side, here, block up, here, here. Now this wusao, while this is blocking, this wusao is protecting. Now, if I were to take this hand away and it was just the wusao and just my evasions, you can do that too. Shoulder roll, things like that. Now, so there's all those methodologies, but those are your blocking patterns. So in traditional martial arts, you can see this, and it's usually, a lot of the times, not always, but you'll see blocking and strike, or double blocks. You'll see 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, things like that. So they have different patterns. So understand those patterns. And a lot of the times those patterns are going to be with a block and strike together, or things like that. Once you understand that, you can just start to decipher what the wusao hand does, how it works, what your guard stances are, how they work. Okay, understand those. They're very, very important because that is your defense. You need to know your legs too. Okay, somebody throws a shin kick. Okay, somebody here. How do you block a roundhouse kick here? How do you block those roundhouse kicks? You go with it, defend against it. What do you do? Okay, every style will have something. Kicks to the head, side kicks, roundhouse to the head. How do you defend against that? You know what I mean? Straight kick to the belly, straight kick to the head. You need to know all your defense. You need to know the blocks, how they work. And a lot of the times a block it can be used not just in response. Okay? So what I mean is not just reacting. Okay, so somebody throws a straight punch right here. I pox out, now I'm over here. Okay, or somebody throws a straight punch, I don't pox out, but I just get out of the way. You see the shield is already here? So when I move in on him, this shield is already buffering. Boom, right here. Okay, so after I hit him, there's an object in the way, an arm. Pox out, hit. The other hand's coming. Hit, deflect, okay. So when you see stuff like this in martial arts, you got to get your entry. Okay, smooth it out. Okay, so once you know that, you can start playing around with it. You can start adding strikes with your blocks. Okay, and once you understand that, you know how the wusao works, you know how the guard works, you know how the legs work. Once you got that, you can start doing some improvisational like stuff right there in the beginning. But understand when you look at traditional karate or even some of the jurus in Salat or the Taolus in Hunga or Kung Fu, you'll see these patterns and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So let's just extract the defense from that information. And once you know that, once you know how to defend against a jab, a cross, a hook, a body hook, an uppercut, a body punch, punch straight to the belly, elbows, knees, roundhouse kicks low, medium, high, straight kicks. Once you know how to do that, and once you know some footwork, you can start playing around almost immediately. It doesn't matter what style of fighting he does. Okay? Okay, so that's blocking. Next, let's go into breaking. So when you do forms, when you see breaking like patterns, you have to mimic it out. You're mimicking movements. You're mimicking breaking in the air. And again, the breaking methodology, as a matter of fact, all of these methodologies are going to be used against every angle of strike, being the 12 most common strikes: jab, cross, hook, hook, body hook, straight punch to the belly, straight punch to the belly, uppercut, uppercut, elbow, and elbow. 6 on the left, 6 on the right. It's 12. Okay? In the most common kicks, you got low, medium, high. Okay? You got your straight kick and your knee. And that goes for left and right side. Okay? I know that there's more complicated kicks out there. There's spinning kicks. There's spinning back fists. There's Superman punches. There's all sorts of shit out there. But understand that this is the basics. And this will leave you with, no matter what system you have, a methodology to start playing around with. Okay? So we went over blocks, guards, defense, And now we're talking about breaking. Again, the breaking has to be used against the 12 strikes and the 10 methodologies of kicks. Basics. Okay? So breaking, once again, there's two forms of breaking. You can last on somebody, you can hold somebody, or you're here, and then you can come in. Okay? So just like defense, it can be used offensively or defensively, what we call yin and yang. Yang is an aggressive movement where I'm going to take initiative. Yin is I'm waiting for somebody to punch me. Now, I could be in this fight stance, I could be here, I could be here, I could be here. Okay, each has its strengths and weaknesses. If I'm in this fight stance, this is called baiting. I'm going to let somebody throw a punch in here. I'm in here, looking like I'm weak. Okay, as soon as that punch comes in, let's say he drops down, boom, here's my break. Now, the breaking is going to be a scissor movement, and there's your bongs. Back to defense, back to defense, here, back to defense, here, back to defense, okay? Or if it's even up here, once that straight punch comes in, let's say I'm taking this stance now. Where's the most obvious bait that this fish is gonna bite? I'm in here, okay? Here's an open target right here. Obviously, the center line, okay? Because like a turtle, all the vulnerabilities are right here in the middle. You got your kidneys, your floating ribs, you got your heart, you got the wind, solar plexus, you got your throat, you got your eyes, you got your chin. It's all right here. You got your groin, you got your arteries, so many vulnerable spots. You got your knee, you got your ankle, so many vulnerable spots on the inside. So I'm gonna bait, come on in. And as soon as a punch comes, I can use my evasions and snap. Here's your scissoring motion. I don't need a last bong. Comes in. Or if I'm really good, trap, and then there's your break again. If I want to use it aggressively, he's just leaving his hands up in here. I'm in here. I'm in here. I want to use it offensively, as in baiting. Okay, where's my target? Here. I'm in here. Where's my target? Here. He comes to the other side. He throws that cross. I'm in here. Here. Right here. See? This hand is just going to be a lever. It's also a woo sao. This hand crosses is your break. 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 Throws that hook. Break. Break. Throws right in here. See this fight stance? Right in here. See this? See this? Throws that uppercut. Does this? Does this? Okay, throws this elbow. Right here. Just smack the hand down. This is gonna jerk that up. Okay, so there's your breaking, and I just showed you how to break without having to grasp somebody. Okay, so somebody's going, let's just say jab, jab, cross hook, jab, jab, cross hook. Okay, let's say he's in here, I stop the jab, parry the cross, break the hook. Or stop the jab, break. Or stop the jab, break on the cross. You have to pick an entry point. Or you might just say, fuck it, go around all of it, just evade, get your, okay. That's breaking. So we have blocking, we have breaking. So when you do your Kung Fu or your karate or your traditional systems, where they take in forms excellent fighting knowledge, and they put it into an encyclopedia. However, that encyclopedia has to be extracted, has to be weaponized, it has to be trained against a bag, it has to be trained in the air using imaginary opponent, it has to be trained in sparring, lightly. You don't want to beat each other up, you want to learn something. Beating each other up, you don't learn anything. You learn, well, that really hurt, I don't want to do that again. You need two willing people at around the same level to take it up a notch, okay? You don't want to pick on people, and you don't want to go with somebody really high and just get whooped up all day. You want to learn something around somebody around the same level as you are, okay? Or better, but they have to be willing to participate with you. So blocking, breaking. Next is trapping. Again, it has to be upper arc and lower arc. There's trapping with the legs. And this is where traditional footwork comes into play. The cat stance, the horse stance, the twist stance, the bow stance. Those can be used combatively at close range. Remind you, most of this stuff is at close range, all right? You're not punching towards a target, you're punching through a target. Usually means somebody's in front of you, within a foot. Some systems are even within inches. Okay, some forms of attack. Hand is quicker than the eye. That's that philosophy of this close. You don't have time to block. Anyways, moving right along. So trapping. Once again, it can be done in yin or yang. Yang meaning you're waiting for them to strike so they can open up their targets or give their weapon, being their limbs, over to you. So let's say we take our fight stance, be it this, be it this, be it this, whatever your fight stance may be. Some people like this, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It could be far, be medium, it could be close. It could be wusao. This is the guard, this is this. Doesn't matter. Whatever your style is. Again, let's just take a fight stance here. Okay? When this punch comes, let's say he throws his jab. You can rock with your bamboo or your evasions. You can go to the side. You can go to the side when I go this way. Okay? Now, when this straight punch comes in, you deflect, redirect. You want to trap behind the elbow. Understand with trapping is you want to take, it's their limbs. Their limbs are the weapons. If you are able to remove the weapons or pin the weapons down, taking them out of combat, you only have one fist to worry about. And if you're good enough, if you're fast enough, if you practice enough, if you train enough, what you're going to do is you're also going to affect their center of gravity. Meaning that you're not just going to take the hand away by going like this. You really want to get it behind that elbow or right next to it or behind it, okay? Right around there if you can. If you can do it and affect their body, see how the body racked back? That's a form of control for you. He comes in, now you smacked it away, you trapped it. And before I hit again, I trap again. Or he's got his hands up like this, he's not moving. Okay, that's the yin expression. The yin expression is I'm gonna wait to receive it, and I'm gonna respond. Now, the yang expression is this dude's just, whatever assailant is just hanging around like this, okay, and he's not very good at range. I'm gonna trap both of his hands, boom, and he's gonna, see how the body rocks back? I'm gonna smack to his body like this, boom, and I'm putting the bow stance, it's 45-degree angle. So my cat can make me jump forward and back. It's very limber. I can move with my horse. I'm like this, I'm inching forward. The guy's just hanging, boom! He's gonna go like this. Now once you get that, once he's off balance, once you control his center of gravity, that's a form of control. Okay, now let's take into consideration, he's got great footwork. He's able to go here, here, look at these. He can go here, 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 here. He's great. Fine, foot trapping. This dude's trying to fucking fight you. You trap that arm, you stomp on his foot. He tries to move, he can't. Now, hit. This traps the elbow, this hits the side of the head right here. On the way back, trap with the forearm. Here, hit. On the way back, trap. Block, okay? So trapping can also be done with the feet, the legs. You can do shin to shin. Somebody's fighting, you go shin to shin. You break their stance. You control their center of gravity. You take control over them. You take control of their limbs. You take them out of the equation. Okay, trapping is very effective, but you need to know how and when to use it. If somebody's lightning fast and a great striker doing uppercuts, jabs, and good footwork, start with the footwork. Or start with a hand that you know is lazy. He's going like this. Remember, trapping can be done with the hand, but in a lot of Kung Fu, it's done with the forearms. Okay, I'm gonna step on that foot. Boom. Now I've trapped. He's standing here like this, okay? He's got this fight stance going on. I'm gonna step. I got that arm trapped. Circle around. Doesn't matter, okay? I'm just trying to show you that trapping is very effective. But you have to train it. If you don't know your distance, if you don't know your timing, if you don't know how you're, it's a skill set. If you don't develop that skill set, well, it's going to be very hard to work, especially against people who have been training their skill set for a long period of time. I'm talking about thousands of hours of repetition, thousands of hours against different types of fighters, different types of styles, different types of opponents, okay? So we have blocking, we have breaking, we have trapping. Okay, next we have grabbing. Again, I'm going to talk about the yin and yang expressions, meaning the passive receiving force and the yang aggressive force. Okay, and I'm also going to mention again, it has to be trained against the 12 different strikes and the 10 different kicks. It's important to realize that. Okay, and don't think, remember, it's also with the hand, it can be done with the forearm, and sometimes there's even forms of grabs where, let's say, I do a deflect, elbow shield, he throws a straight punch, I do a deflect, elbow shield, and right here, I come around and I grab his arm. So deflect, elbow shield, I hit his head with this movement. He throws a punch, I hit. Now, on the way back, I trap his arm right in here. It could be an elbow, but the arm is hanging out like this, and I trap it. So, here. Okay, so that's another methodology. So it's grabbing. So this is a grab. You can grab right in here. A lot of boxers, when they come in here, we're fighting this just like you're swimming, breaststroke. I come in here, and this is how we get into our clinch. This is one methodology to get into the clinch. It's an old school methodology. I'm sure there's many more. Guys, these are our philosophies, our methods that you can incorporate, all right? You're in here, and you trap his arms in here with his gloves. It's one methodology. Here's one arm, one methodology. Most predominantly, you're gonna see grabbing in Kung Fu and Tiger style martial arts. Now with the Tiger Kung Fu, when you grab, here's your tendons and nerves are in here, and they strain exclusively on finger strength. Enough to do 2-finger push-ups with one hand, 2-finger push-ups with 2 hands. You do pull-ups with a towel. You practice your blocking patterns with grabs. Here. Now you have pulling. Okay, you have straight in. You have here. There's all different types of grabs. Circular grab, he throws here. But to go over really quickly, these grabs have to be used against the 12 strikes. Again, jab, cross, hook. Okay? But besides just that, the grabbing is aiming at the, just like our turtle philosophy, everything underneath exposes our vitals. Same thing with in here. So it goes into the veins, the tendons, goes to the pressure point in here. And a lot of times it'll just tear flesh. And so you're grabbing, you're coming in here, you're gonna hit here. Sometimes you can grab here. Okay, you can fish hook. That's what I was trying to do earlier. I just don't want to stick my fingers in my mouth with this quarantine virus thing going on. Going fish hook. Thumb in here. Here. And skin tearing. So you have skin tearing and the tearing of nerves. Again, just like with the philosophy of trapping, or even if we block really hard, is to create a shock. With the hard blocks, when somebody throws a punch, a lot of Kung Fu will block hard because they can't use that weapon anymore. It hurts. It hurts to get hit by a Hunga stylist's arms. It removes their weapons. They hit. Boom! It hurts. We train our forearms like Muay Thai trains their shins. Blocking, you destroy the arms. Trapping, you throw them out of balance. Grabbing, you're creating shock. Okay? Breaking creates enough shock, but grabbing, you create shock. Now, when you grab somebody, you pull them off balance, it creates this shock effect. Also, when you hold on to somebody's limbs, it completely ruins their game entirely. Their game is ruined. Most fighters Most fighters, when they're in here, are just trying to get around the hands or smack the hands away and hit the body. Hit the face, aggressively hit the ribs, hit the soft spots. That's what most people's games are. When somebody has their hand up, especially if you've been training this and you have to train it, you boom! I'm not even going directly for the face. If I can get it, or if I can get the vitals, I will go for that first. But right here, look, these are all targets. You can grab in here, in here, in here, in here, in here. Somebody has their hand up. It's about a foot. If he likes to take a wide stance, it's about a foot or even 6 inches here. It's a lot closer than going directly for the face. I'm gonna grab like this, even on these here. Okay, so that was a flow. Here's somebody sitting in this fight stance. You see this closest arm, if it was mirrored around, I'm gonna smack this front arm down and I'm gonna grab it. Boom, and immediately this hand's gonna shoot right to the face. And on the way back, I'm gonna break it, I'm gonna trap it, and I'm gonna hit. This other hand hits here, I'm gonna come across here, if I wanna go like here, if I wanna go here. It's all different styles, but they've been added together. Okay, so grabbing, boom, or, okay. Grabbing is extremely effective. Grabbing, pulling, tearing, grabbing. It's a great methodology. Somebody's setting up to do their jab, cross, hook, uppercut, and you grab. He can't even pull his arm back. It ruins things. It ruins fighters' games plan when you hold on to a limb. So take that into consideration when you're doing this type of stuff here in your Tiger Kung Fu, whatever. This is a fighter grab. This misses, this comes around. Grab it, okay? So we went through blocking, breaking, trapping, grabbing. Next methodology is limb destruction. You're gonna find this, oh boy, all over Southeast Asian, old school street fighting techniques. You can find it in the Philippines, you can find it in Indonesia, you could definitely find it in China, you can find it all over. You can find it, you know, all over. So the limb destructions, again, should be trained against the 12 strikes in offense and in defense. Let's start with the Yang expression. Somebody's just standing here in this stance. First, I'm gonna hit, destroy this. I can use my knuckles here, or if I'm really good, I can use a hammer fist to the soft part here, okay? Or I could use my forearm because I've conditioned that to be like a battering ram. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just sitting here, just smash this arm. And if you get the thumb, it's even better. See this thumb? Come in here. You're destroying these limbs. Hitting right out of the socket, right underneath here. You're aiming here, the soft part here. You're aiming at the thumb here, or you're destroying the nerves here, or you're hitting right in here. Okay, somebody throws a jab. If you're really good, you can do these. These are not very easy to get. But some fighters have gotten used to jabs where they can elbow jabs and that breaks a finger. You could do that, but it's difficult. In most Filipino styles, you're gonna know this is gunting. Again, it's like that scissoring action, just like breaking. Okay, these are scissors. But again, here's your gun. Somebody throws that cross, you're in here, you let that punch come in, and you go to the side, and this is shielding in case you fucking miss. You're here, gun. Cross comes, here's a reverse gun. So jab cross, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Throws that hook. You got this clavicle right in here. So jab cross hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Limb destruction. I'm just gonna stick that elbow out. He's gonna hit right in here. Boom. Boom. Eat that elbow. Right in here. Boom. Eat that elbow. Okay. So you can do that again on uppercuts, hooks. You have to learn how to do it on all directions. Limb destruction. So here's a review. Now, once you damage the limb, just real quick, once you damage the limb, you're creating shock. Some systems will go grab, elbow to the bicep, flow, elbow to the back of the tricep. So one move in a C-lock technique is grab, so you're grabbing by the wrist, pulling, the other hand will catch underneath here. You're gonna elbow that bicep. This can come around and hit the face, okay, and this gets the tricep. Or when somebody throws that roundhouse at your arteries here, your legs, or right in here, or to get it right by your knee, turn that right into a knee if you can. And you have to be accurate. Remember, it has to be trained. You can help break their shim or damage their limb. So the methodologies again are blocking, breaking, trapping, grabbing, and limb destructions. Okay, and evasions, left, right, back, you can add footwork into all of this, and that footwork should be taught by a coach or somebody qualified. You need to learn how to do footwork. You need to learn how to move in martial arts, not just linearly as well, circular. How to get behind people, to the side of them, to get underneath them, what to do, how to do takedowns, how to do throws. Okay, so now that we have all this information, counters are yin, okay? And we have our yang expression, which could be a form of an attack, but we're just using these expressions combatively, okay? Now, the next level of sequence that I would like to talk about, just really quickly, for the 8 methods of boxing here, is entries. Now, entries are a sequence of combative techniques that uses one, if not more, or of all of these methodologies. So, an example of a sequence, let's take limb destruction, the gunting. You gun, trap, hit. Let me add some footwork in there. Okay. Now let's do 1, 2, here, takedown. Okay. So, and you can do that with all of them. You can use blocking as a form of entry. But an entry is not just how you get inside, it's how you flow. It's how you flow once you're in there. You have your backhand, your forehand, straight, jab, cross. Okay? So just stick with that for a while and see how it works with your fighting system. I hope that helps. There's a lot of other stuff out there, okay? You have your blocking, your striking, your clinch, you have your throwing, you have your takedown, you have your grappling. There's a lot of things out there in the world of martial arts. And just take this into consideration. A form puts all of it together. Okay, so when you do a form, you're like, oh, is this an entry? Is this a follow-up move? Because a lot of the moves and forms are not to be done as an initial move. They're meant to be done 3 moves later, or after you've already gained an entry, or after you've already shocked somebody. Okay? So when you're practicing any traditional system, I hope that this information can help you extract. I hope help you extract some of the essence and put it into real practical use for today's age and time. Okay? Have a great day. With all my respects, Iron Wire Martial Arts, Sifu Jacob signing out.